Multiple sclerosis, or MS, affects nearly 1 million people in the U.S. And in 2012, professional basketball player Chris Wright was diagnosed with MS. Despite his diagnosis, Chris never gave up, and less than a year later, he became the first person with MS to play in the NBA. Chris Wright is joining us today, along with his neurologist, Dr. Heidi Creighton, and they are here to talk about Chris's journey living with MS. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Okay, first of all, what is multiple sclerosis, or MS, and what are the signs and symptoms?
MS affects the central nervous system. It's an autoimmune condition, and it can affect any part of the brain or spinal cord. And everybody's experience is very, very individualized depending on where MS affects them. So people can have problems with vision. They can have blurry vision, double vision. They can not have vision, loss of vision. They can have weakness, funny sensations, balance problems. So it's really very, very different for each person who has a diagnosis of MS, which can sometimes be the frustrating or scary part.
And Chris, please share a little bit of your story living with MS and how your diagnosis impacted your career.
Yeah, living with MS has actually been a pretty roller coaster ride. It's been great at times and it's been tough at times, and I think that's the natural state that people with MS have to understand. You're going to have good days, you're going to have bad days, but for the most part, as long as you continue to move and stay active and keep your mental sharp, you'll have more good days than bad days. For me, excuse me.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, and just in terms of how MS affected my career, it affected my career in a tremendous way. I was the first person to ever have multiple sclerosis and outwardly say I have multiple sclerosis and still try to pursue a professional basketball career. So you can imagine what kind of challenges that presented along the way. But I was able to overcome, and I was able to stick to my path and stick to my plan and accomplish some great things.
Now, Dr. Creighton, why is it so important for patients to find a doctor that they trust and that they feel comfortable with?
This is a long haul journey, and you have to have somebody that you can partner with, that you can communicate with, that you can trust, that you can share decisions with, and that you welcome their guidance down this path. So I think people need to invest early on in finding somebody that they're comfortable with and that they feel connected to be able to kind of walk this journey together.
What do you want patients who are newly diagnosed to know about MS?
That the doom and gloom that they universally see on the internet is really not the true story of MS. That they can really determine what their individual path with MS is going to be. And that's what people really need to understand. They set the tone, they determine their path, and their focus on wellness and health. All of that goes into living successfully with MS.
What is Express for MS, and where can we go for more information?
You can go to express4ms.com for more information, and that can open up a lot of opportunities to see what people are doing, sharing their stories, and you can share your stories, you can hear people's stories, you can find out basic information on MS, and just have a general foundational understanding that there is a community and there's people out there that can help you.
Thank you so much for being with us today. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.